Cali Bills talk. We keep it real. We keep it raw. We keep it authentic. Mafia. Mount up. What's up, Bills Mafia? It's your boy Prime back in the building. As we're just now 48 hours removed from the divisional round matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. It was a game, right? Some would say two juggernauts, two guys in the MVP race. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I could not live stream. I didn't want to talk to no one. I told everyone just bump out. I need to watch this game. And so many things to jump in and talk about as the internet has been flooded right now with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and Harbaugh and Allen, and just there's a lot to get into. But I do have a special guest on the show. He's been on the show before. I'm going to go ahead and drop him in here because I'm sure he has a lot to say about this game. It's my boy, Mr. Jackal. Welcome him on to the Cali Bills Talk podcast. What up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good now that the Bills won. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Bro, I didn't know. The rest of the games for the playoffs have not gone my way. As far as I wanted the Lions to win, I did not want the Eagles to win, did not want the Commanders to win, did not want Kansas City to win. But hey, you know what? The Bills won, so I'm happy about that personally. So, and I know as all the Bills fans out there, you guys are all happy too. But yeah,
I will tell you what, when it comes to the Lions, I kind of saw that coming. 20 guys on the IR, and they've kind of been, a juggernaut, Cinderella. They're still putting up points and beating teams, and their coach is like, I don't care if half our team's on the IR, we're gonna win. But the injuries just caught up with them, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is the injuries, and also I love Dan Campbell, but trick plays, there's a time and place. And when you're down, 14 and you're having a receiver throw the ball, I understand Jared Goff is throwing interceptions, but let's keep the ball in his hands. Let's, go out and stop playing this pretty football and just go out and just grind. That's what it's all about. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now we have
how many picks did he throw?
I think 3.
Something wild, right? Like 5, 4?
No, I think it was just 3, but which is still too many.
Right?
Let me see.
Considering he didn't turn the ball over that much in the regular season, right? I mean,
yeah, 3 interceptions. One of them was a pick 6. So that's 7 points right there.
Right.
So yeah, just not playing a clean game. And that's exactly what happened with the Ravens. I would say, just to move into, the Bills game, the Ravens didn't play, they lost that turnover ratio. And when you lose too many turnovers like that, you're just not going to be able to win. Because Lamar threw an interception and had a fumble. Mark Andrews absolutely screwed that team with how he played. But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it up to the very end. I can honestly say that was probably one of the best games in this playoff so far.
And I understand, and we'll get into it. I have the highlights queued up. I do want to get into it, but I watched Lamar Jackson in the post game presser, and he's like, look, yeah, he dropped the ball, right, wide open, as I should say, but he also took responsibility. He's like, look, man, I threw a stupid interception against cover 2 when I knew there was a deep safety. RPO play where I fumbled the ball. He's like, I couldn't just throw it. We had linemen downfield, right? So he tried to do a little shake and bake, and he tried to, secure the ball, and it just happened to fall out. Von Miller picked it up and almost scored.
Yeah.
So, he took some of the blame.
Well, absolutely. And as the leader of your team, you got to take some of that blame. That's just kind of the way it goes. And just, it's a team sport. It's not just one guy that screws the, pooch on that. Defense plays a factor in that. Derrick Henry plays a factor in that, even though he was a huge factor for their offense, that you can't run the ball every play of the game. Unless you're the Eagles, apparently. I guess that's
right. I might catch up with them too. So who
It
knows?
will. And I mean, Derrick Henry, he's not getting any younger. This is one of his career years, and we'll see what happens going forward for him. Because he was on just a 1-year deal with them.
Oh, I'll definitely have to look at that. I mean, I know his age is a factor. I know he spends, $280,000 a year on his body.
Yeah. I know.
Which is absolutely wild. And looking, at that game, just like you said, I understand, right? Mark Andrews, you dropped the ball in a pivotal situation, which would have tied the game. There was a minute and a half left. Even if he converted there, still give me Josh Allen with a minute and a half at home.
Yes, but first half, Josh Allen in that game. Because, I mean, he did run a touchdown but I mean, we'll get into that. But I saw a lot of just taking it where, we're just going to waste time. We're not going to try to drive down the field and score. We're just going to waste time. That's what we're going to do. And we're just going to hold on the ball as long as we can and hopefully not let them score. Our defense got to step up and just put the ball in the defense's hands. And can't always do that. You got to go up by 2 scores against this team. And
we squandered it. We squandered that opportunity. We scored or we kicked a field goal before the half. We went up, and awesome opportunity to double dip there because we get the ball started the third, and then our first drive out of half, we punted.
Yeah,
and it's like, why are we running plays as if we're up by 40?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're not playing prevent defense. They're up on the line. They're they think they're still in this game, which then they turned out to be still in the game, even up until that last minute. And luckily that they only had 1 timeout left to end that game. But if they had all 3 timeouts, they could have stopped the Bills and went down and scored again. And they have one of the greatest kickers in the last 10 years with Justin Tucker. Why not? Why wouldn't they be able to put the ball in his hands if they got the ball back?
Dude, and speaking of kickers, Tyler Bass for the Bills, right, has been. I mean, he's a good kicker. I like him, but he's missed some crucial kicks. He kind of fucked us over in the divisional last year or 2 years ago, and he's like, look, moving forward, if we're ever in that situation again, I promise I won't let you down. And then yesterday, made every single extra point and made every pressure field goal. I think he hit like a 50-yarder too in the snow.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, that's a big thing. So I have a lot of faith in them, especially since they already beat Kansas City earlier in the season. I do have a lot of faith in them going forward, but we'll just have to see.
So what do you think, just because it's on everybody's mind when it comes to Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen? One, who do you think gets the MVP? I know it's a regular season award. So who do you think gets it? And then also, I talked about this in an earlier show when it came to pressure, right? Like Josh Allen, everyone knows, hey man, you can't beat Kansas City when it matters. You barely get out of the divisional. But look on the other side too. I mean, Lamar Jackson might have 3 MVPs and 3 playoff wins.
Yeah.
Like the people in Baltimore right now are pissed.
Yeah. And they should be. And, I know that people in Buffalo are more optimistic than people with the Ravens because, Buffalo has never won a Super Bowl. They lost 4 in a row in the 90s. And since then, they haven't been back to a Super Bowl. And to have a quarterback with the caliber that Josh Allen is phenomenal, especially the last 20 years where Tom Brady ran that division for so long. And then now you have a guy like Josh Allen he's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Huge guy with a great arm.
6'5", 230.
Yeah, something big. And where he's able to now be that better quarterback in the division because Aaron Rodgers is ass now. And so I personally believe that Josh Allen deserves the MVP this year over Lamar Jackson. Although I will say that I think if it's not them two, it's going to be Barkley out of the Eagles, personally, just with the year that he had there carrying that team. I think he only had maybe 1 off game against the Cowboys earlier in the season.
Right.
But other than that, he had like 100 and something, I think 130 yards per like rushing per game. So that would be my vote. But between them two, I would definitely take Josh Allen just because when it mattered the most, after a couple of rough games and a couple of rough, starts that we saw, we talked about that in some of our last shows, was the slow starts that the Bills do. And they really turned that around where they're starting a lot quicker, a lot more confidence going into games and, putting some points up, especially against Denver. Going into the playoffs against Denver, they started out a little slow. But as soon as the ball went their way, it was off. And I thought that Denver had a little bit of a chance going into that game. Not that I don't have faith in the Bills, but it was, I like Bo Nix a lot. So that,
and they have a scary goddamn defense too.
Yeah. They were number 1 in sacks, and
dude, they had almost 70 sacks as a team.
Yeah. So they were one of the top, like a top 5 defense this year.
Yep.
And Josh Allen and the Bills just made them look like they were nothing.
But I will say this about the damn Broncos, and it is what it is if you're a Broncos fan. I know you guys lost in the playoffs, but hey, you're 7th seed. At least you made it in your rookie season, Bo Nix. Yeah. But moving forward, whether if it's not next year or the year after, Denver's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If they can stay healthy, If Bo Nix can continue to develop, he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. As long as they have good coaching, and that's what it all comes down to. Look at Justin Herbert with the Chargers. I would say he's a top 10 quarterback in the league, but he's had such bad coaching his entire career that there's not really any turning that around.
He's never won a playoff game, huh?
No, the closest they got was they were up like 24-27 against the Jags a couple years ago. And they lost that game.
But now that Harbaugh is there, right? He took Michigan to a natty. Now Harbaugh's, now coaching the Chargers. This was his first year. They made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Does that ship turn around, in your opinion?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Compared to what it was, absolutely. They looked so much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just organized.
Yeah.
Where before with Brandon Staley, is that what his name was? The coach
I
before?
believe so. Yep.
Just pathetic, like not being able to move the ball, wasting Austin Eckler, wasting Melvin Gordon, wasting these talented guys. Keenan Allen, they lost him in the offseason. Mike Williams lost him in the offseason. So what does Justin Herbert have to throw to? Lad McConkey. And don't get me wrong.
Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, that had the most drops last year as a rookie. Right. Like, what are we doing? Who can he throw the ball to? And they pick up J.K. Dobbins, right? I think from the Ravens, because they dropped him because injury problems. And he had a solid year. He actually played the first game of the year for the first time in years because he kept on tearing his ACL and other issues and quad problems. But really it came down to, I think that they're just more organized, better play calling, more mature coach, all the way around. Just, I think, better overall. And it's just going to continue to get better. As long as they can pick up the pieces on defense, because Bosa's not getting any younger. Right. Who else do they have? Other defensive edge. I don't know why I can't think. Played with the Raiders for a long time, went to the Bears, and then went to Chargers.
Khalil Mack?
Yeah, Khalil Mack. Sorry, I couldn't think of his name. Khalil Mack.
He's from Buffalo, too, I think. He played at the University of Buffalo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and so he's not getting any younger. He's on the end of his career, just like Von Miller is.
Yeah.
Their secondary is still good, but there's a lot of pieces that they could fill. Running back is one of them that they desperately need. O-line, Justin Herbert was getting hit a lot this year. got hurt, was hurt a lot, and they still made it to the playoffs. So that shows what that organization can do if they're organized and have a good coach at the helm. So, I mean, we'll see. I have faith in them. Again, these are Oregon quarterbacks that I that I care about. But
and it makes me, feel better now. Segue back into the Bills. It makes me feel better that one, we have Sean McDermott. I like him as a coach, right? I mean, beast in the regular season, but there are times, and we'll get into it when we watch the highlights here. Sean McDermott scares the hell out of me, and whether it's big time pressure, like in the, I don't know, late third or the fourth quarter when we're on the one, and even Tony Romo is like, you push it twice here. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like you're gonna get in. And then what, like our offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, which absolutely drives me up the fucking wall, is when it's short yardage, no matter where you are on the field, he does like a shotgun run play.
Yeah, and then you lose 2 or 3 yards.
Right. So even Tony's like, hey, you push Allen and get in. So we did it once. We got to the fourth down on like the one. It's a long one. And, they were thinking about it. And they're like, okay, we're only up by 5. Do we score and go up by 12? Or do we kick a field goal and go up by 8 and rely on the defense? So I'm like, okay, you know what? They thought about it. They burned a timeout. So I'm like, okay, they burned a timeout. They're probably going to go for it. Bro kicks a field goal.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever. We go up by 8. And then next thing you know, fucking Lamar's leading them down the field. I'm like, bro, if this backfires, you might want to move out of the state.
Yeah. When I just go find a new job, just retire, find a new job, go, bag groceries at a damn Safeway or something. But you're going to have to figure something out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a lot of those decisions.
The other storyline, that pissed a lot of Bills fans off, me in particular, but we're used to it because it happens to every team every year, is as soon as the last regular season game is over for everybody, everyone starts to get fired, right? Black Monday. Everybody gets fired, but then all these bum ass teams are hitting up like the Eagles, the Commanders, the Bills, and they're like, oh my God, we want to interview Joe Brady possibly for a head coaching position. And it's like, dude, fuck off. Like,
yeah,
it's distracting.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the damn playoffs right now, and we need to focus on that. Like, right. The Cowboys interviewed Kellen Moore from the Eagles for their head coaching position. And I like it because, cool, let's distract the Eagles. I'm good with that. And but I don't know how I feel about Kellen Moore, and that's another story for another day. But, I'm all about it for certain teams. But at the same time, I mean, Ben Johnson was interviewed from the Lions, and he just got hired as the Bears head coach. Does that play a factor in their loss? I think that plays a factor in their loss 100%.
You said it okay, so Ben Johnson was obviously hired by the Bears, and he was the OC of where?
The Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah. Everyone in Detroit's all sad and like angry. They just lost to the 7th seed, and he's like,
yeah, he's like, well, I'm going to go play for the Bears. I'll see you guys twice next year.
God damn it.
So,
and I get it. Like, I think it was mentioned, right? So it's not against the rules. So like teams can approach, right? And the head coach, so Sean McDermott, if he's getting contacted, like, hey, we want to interview Joe Brady, like technically he can't say no. But on the other hand, I would probably make it clear, like read between the lines, like, hey, I'm not going to tell you no, but be the one to take it.
They can decline to allow the interview. So the GM or the president can decline that team to say, hey, no, they're not going to interview right now. Wait until the offseason, bud. Like, wait, we can't wait another month.
Yeah, like your problems are not my problems. Like you guys went 3 and fucking 14 or 15. Your ass. We won 14 games. Like, hey, like just wait until the offseason, dude. Like your immediate fill is not my problem right now.
Yeah, wait until Monday if we lose, right? Like we might be on an offseason come Monday. Give
Right.
give it 24 more hours, and then we'll talk about this, because those interviews last 5 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
That takes away a lot of stuff for that whole week. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the first round bye for some teams. Dallas has had first round byes and lose in that divisional round. The Lions, I don't know. I don't like the first round bye personally. I think that everyone should have to play every single week. No other sport you get a first round bye except maybe baseball.
Yeah, baseball. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean baseball, not too hard of a sport. But basketball, you don't get a bye. Hockey, you don't get a bye. Now in college football, you get a bye, and we saw how that worked out for all those teams that were on a bye.
Right.
Absolutely got wrecked. Oregon was one of those teams. That was a tough day.
That was unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. Boise State got getting worked by Penn State. I wouldn't say that. It was a close game for most of the game until the fourth, but still, I don't like the first round bye. I was hoping that Kansas City would lose to Houston. They didn't. Even though the Houston outgained them by like 120 yards, didn't have any turnovers whatsoever.
It's crucial calls. That's what it comes down to. Like, if you go back and watch the Chiefs, and I'm going to get into this because now I'm getting angry. I hate them that much. I watch all these Chiefs games, right? And not only does Mahomes piss me off after every play, he's like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then every 2 seconds they'll run a play and then immediately look to Taylor Swift to see what she thought about it.
Yeah. Is she cheering? Oh, we should cheer then. Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Caitlin Clark is there. Time. Why?
Oh, I know.
Who cares?
Why is she there? She doesn't even play in Missouri. She doesn't play in Kansas. She's in Indiana. And plus she went to Iowa. Why is she at a Kansas City game?
Oh, because she's friends with Brittany Mahomes or friends with Taylor Swift now, apparently. So it's like, whatever. Women power, whatever you want to call it. It's just, it's annoying, right? Like,
yeah.
I get it. But I go back and I watch Kansas City. We'll say Houston. And there was some questionable ass calls in that game.
Yeah.
That turns the tide. Because if you get a roughing the passer on a third and whatever it was, Mahomes got hit, well, he got pushed. And it was very close. But, dude, if you review it or you can pick the flag up, whatever it is, it was not a penalty. We have the technology now to, show you it's not a penalty.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point now where even the announcers are like, oh, boy. Like.
Yeah, why are they going to call that right now?
Right.
It's absolutely getting ridiculous. And it's so often that those calls change momentum in a game where, we sacked Patrick Mahomes. Now it's 3rd and 18. And then that roughing the passer call, boom, right into a 1st and 10 immediately, or a holding call, pass interference, a lot of those things that we saw. And, we saw that with Tom Brady and the Patriots for a long time too. It wasn't as obvious though. In certain instances, there were some instances where it was very obvious, and that was definitely more towards like the later part of his career where a lot of those obvious calls, but for most of his career, it was very quiet about getting those calls. And when you're the face of the league, you're going to get those calls more than CJ Stroud is going to get those calls. Anything that might look like a penalty, they're going to call. And that's where it starts losing its excitement watching these games. I think I might have watched maybe 2 Kansas City games against the Ravens and against the Bills. Those are the only 2 that I watched of the Kansas City because I knew what was going to happen. I saw highlights of, against Denver where they block a field goal. Anything that can go their way will go their way. The first team for their team this year that didn't score 30 points in a single game, 15-2, and anyone else that didn't score 30 points in a game are like 2-14, 2-15. I really like it's just too obvious now. And maybe it's because of social media. Maybe it's just because everyone's so keen to it now, so we're just watching it like, oh, that's another bad call. I don't know. It's getting ridiculous though. It's just it's getting boring to watch at this point because we know what's going to happen.
I mean, in your personal opinion, if God forbid, I like our chances against Kansas City this Sunday. It does suck. It's in Kansas City. That's never easy. But God forbid, Kansas City beats Buffalo, goes to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now, if it's Kansas City and Philadelphia, I'm not watching it.
No, we already saw that. Just a rerun.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, we already saw that.
So I could watch what Jalen Hurts throw for 100.
Yeah, 120 yards, and Barkley rush for 250 yards, but still lose by 3.
Dude, like So that Kansas City doing it 3 times in a row, which I swear to God the NFL wants that to happen.
Oh, so
and
bad.
And then, like they said something crazy, like this is like Patrick Mahomes' like 7th AFC fucking championship game.
Yeah, in his, I'd say short career, but he's been around since 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
But still, that's crazy. I mean, that was Tom Brady halfway through his career, but Tom Brady was something else, and so I don't know. It's crazy. I am getting bored of watching a lot of these football games. This year, I think I tapped out of football after Dak went down. I was like, I got nothing else this year. So I watched some of the Lions games and some of the Bills games.
Especially Kansas City. Like I watched a lot of their games. They're boring as hell.
Yeah, they're like low scoring. It's just bad.
Yeah, they're boring as hell. Like they'll play good defense. They have a pretty good defense, right? They'll block punts. They'll pick a pass off here and there. But for the most part on offense, it's either okay, we're gonna run the ball, or we're just gonna fucking force feed Travis Kelce in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and then just watch Taylor Swift dance around for an hour. That's
dude. Like, are you gonna watch it on Sunday? You gonna watch Bills Chiefs?
What time is it playing at?
3:30. 3:30 Pacific.
Oh, so that's 4:30. I'll be off work right in time to start watching that game. Yeah, so I am gonna watch it. I'll have the Washington and Eagles game on in the background while I work. But yeah, definitely gonna watch it.
You think the Commanders have a shot?
If they play like they did against the Eagles, well, I'm pretty sure or against the Lions. Sorry, I'm pretty sure the Commanders and Eagles split this year. As far as
they did, they got beat. Washington got beat in the first game, and then the second game, I think the Commanders stepped on them.
Yeah, the first game it was 26-18. Eagles won, and that was middle of November, and then December 22nd, the Commanders beat the Eagles 36-33. Okay. So still a really close game. So both of those games are really close. Right. Those are both one-score games. So I think it could go either way. It really depends on if they can lock up Barkley or not. Because Jalen Hurts isn't going to make a big difference. He can run the ball, but if he's getting locked up, Barkley is going to have to step up. And that is one thing that pisses me off about Kellen Moore is he runs the ball so much with Barkley. But when he was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, all he did was throw the ball. And I'm like, come on, man. Can we do the same thing that you did for us, but do it with them? Lose them the playoff games. Yeah.
No, I get it. That was our OC before Joe Brady. Dude was just terrible. He was the guy that stepped in right after Daboll went to New York. And I forgot his name, but he already got fired for whatever team he went to. He got fired this year. And then Joe Brady, finished out the season last year. He had a full season this year. And I mean, shit, we averaged over 30 points a game.
Yeah. And only a couple losses that were close losses too. I don't think you guys got actually beat at all. I mean, when I say beat, like anything that was more than one score, one possession game.
Yeah. So we our first loss of the year was to the Ravens. We got murdered. And then the next week we lost to the Texans. And then I forgot who we lost to the Rams in a fucking shootout, right? And then the last game of the season, week 17, week 18 against New England, we played absolutely no starters. So, because we already locked in the 2 seed, we won the division. So we put in all the guys that were like roster bubbles and, hey, let's see what you got. Trubisky played the whole game kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Back real quick before I jump into these Baltimore Ravens Buffalo Bills highlights. On the MVP topic, I forgot to say, I really don't know what they look at, right? Is it 100% stats? Are they taking into account like, okay, if this team didn't have this guy? So I'm more of like that. Like stats matter to a point. Stats are important. They matter to a point, but I really think that if Josh Allen did not play one snap this entire year, I don't know if we would have 5 wins.
No, but I always like to look at it as put Josh Allen on the Eagles, or not on the Eagles, the Ravens. How do they play?
He'd be dirty,
right? That would be crazy. It would be a much bigger runner, and giving Josh Allen a big runner like that would be, they could run option plays all day. 2 guys over 200 pounds, both of them are over 6'2". You could absolutely run options all day. The thing with, Lamar is he's so quick. I don't think he wins more than 10 games if he went to the Bills. Because the receiving core that the Bills have now, they've gotten a lot better over the season, but Zay Flowers with the Ravens is fast as hell. They have some. Mark Andrews is I don't know. You guys don't have Dawson Knox anymore, do you?
We do.
Oh, you do? Was he hurt this year?
No, we have 2 tight ends. So we have Dalton Kincaid and
right.
And Dawson Knox. So Knox will catch one. I think this past game against the Ravens, he had 1 catch for no yards.
Okay. Yeah. So very out of it. I like Dawson Knox a lot personally, but I just don't see Lamar winning as many games with Buffalo than Josh Allen would win with the Ravens.
Oh, you got to put more on your shoulders for sure. I mean, we have Khalil Shakir, solid slot guy. He's like, pitcher like Edelman or Wes
Cole
Welker.
Beasley was a good one that you guys had for a couple of years, Cole Beasley.
Right. Yeah. So Khalil Shakir is like the Cole Beasley, right? He's, the gritty yards across the middle, slants. And then on the outside, we have a rookie in Keon Coleman, who every once in a while will win a jump ball, or every once in a while he'll get open. And then we have Curtis Samuel, which we did not utilize him for taking him from Washington. So we went out and we got Amari Cooper, who
that's right.
Great route runner, but Amari Cooper had 1 catch yesterday or on Sunday.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, is he hurt too? Because I didn't see any stats pop off the page for me while looking at it. So, yeah, it's just like some of those things that Lamar Jackson needs, those fast weapons because he doesn't have good timing with his receivers. I've seen that over his entire career. So he needs fast receivers. Like Hollywood Brown was a great receiver for him for a while that can just get to where he throws a pass to.
Right.
Isaiah Likely is a great tight end as well. I think he's a top 10 tight end in the league right now. And Mark Andrews was starting over him. Isaiah Likely would go to any other team except for maybe Kansas City and start and have a good amount of catches and touchdowns for the season. He's like a little bit too big to be a receiver, but not big enough in my head to be a full-blown tight end. And that's probably why they use Mark Andrews more, because he's a good blocking tight end.
Right.
Which their whole game plan is Lamar Jackson run the ball and Derrick Henry run the ball. And if we have to, we'll pass the ball.
All right.
And it works because you just can't stop Lamar. He's like Michael Vick times 2, and Michael Vick was unstoppable for most of his career. You
ain't lying.
But yeah, I hope they look at what impact do they make on their team instead of just stats, because I think stat-wise, they're both super, super close.
Right.
They're both like right there, maybe a couple 100 yards away from each other. I think Josh Allen had more rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns this year.
Well, so Lamar has better stats in the regular season, right? And good for him. Like, he balled out. I like Lamar Jackson. He balled out. But one thing you do have to take into consideration is how many games this year did Josh Allen not play in the fourth? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to. We're winning like 30-7. And that's like, okay, Allen's out. Trubisky's going to run the last 2 offensive series. But Baltimore started like really bad. So, like, Lamar, I think, played like in every game.
Started 0-3 or 0-2, something like that. And then they played the Cowboys and then they went on their little win streak.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think even if you switch Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow takes the Ravens to the Super Bowl.
For sure.
And
I like Joe Burrow.
I love Joe Burrow. He's such a competitor and just great. And I'm not saying that I don't like Lamar Jackson. I love watching him play, but it's the same thing over and over again. It's the same thing with, Patrick Mahomes. He's just going to throw a little 5-yard route. He's not throwing it downfield. Just, okay, where's Travis Kelce? Cool, there we go.
Right.
I like
He's always open.
He's always open, nonstop, all the time. I don't understand it. Like, you guys know what's going on. Just have someone spying on him. Just have whoever's going to be on him, have that be a man coverage. Everyone else can be zone. Doesn't matter. Just have someone on him all the time. Why is he open 17 yards down the field every play?
Yeah.
Why is that happening? Oh, my gosh. It's so annoying because it's just like, oh, is he going to find someone? Oh, he found Travis Kelce again. And he ran for another 10 yards after he caught the ball because no one's around him.
And I think that's what helped us beat them the first time in the regular season, right? Like, no matter what, even with a spy or man, like, Kelsey's going to get yards, right? He's going to probably score. Like, it is what it is. But if we can really corral him and really take away one or at least 2 of Mahomes' options and force him to do something stupid, like, in my opinion, us beating the Baltimore Ravens, I still think the Ravens are a better team than the Chiefs.
Oh, 100%. The Ravens are better offensively and better defensively.
Right. Like, if the Ravens beat us and they went to Kansas City next week, I think the Ravens beat the Chiefs.
Oh, 100%. I think the Chiefs are only favored by, 1 or 2 points right now.
Oh, for Sunday against us?
Yeah. Which
I think the Bills were an underdog at home.
Yeah, they were. Ravens were favored by like 3 points against them?
At one point, and then it dropped down to 1.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Right. I don't know. It's so much going on with the postseason, and I love playoff football, but I also would prefer to see Kansas City not make it to the playoffs, so then I can, watch someone else win a Super Bowl. Because every decade, it's the same teams.
Yep.
It's constantly
Patriots, now the Chiefs, right? And then it used to be the Ravens, the Niners, now the Eagles all of a sudden, right? So if it could be, dude, honestly, I don't care who we play. It could be Philly, but I would really like to see a Buffalo, Washington.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. I think that would be hella views.
Get a little 90s revenge.
Yeah. And I just think it would be a good game. I mean, that they kind of have an electric offense. You don't know really what you're going to get out of Jaden Daniels. He's still a rookie, right? So
it reminds me of a better CJ Stroud from last year. CJ Stroud's rookie season was great, but Jaden Daniels, I think, looks better than what CJ Stroud did as a rookie. Reminds me of CJ Stroud when he was a rookie last year, but better. And I mean, a brand new head coach with Dan Quinn. And I mean, Dan Quinn's been around the league forever and a day, so he knows how to win. Great defensive mind. Was the defensive coordinator with the Seahawks when they were Legion of Boom. Was the head coach for the Falcons, and I mean, they went to the Super Bowl with Matt Ryan and Julio. Lost, but
R.I.P.
but they made it, So I mean, Dan Quinn is a great coach. I've always liked him, always respected him. And then when he came to the Cowboys, I was so pumped, and we didn't do anything with the great defense that we had. And that's all about the offensive coaches and Mike McCarthy, which I was so happy as soon as I saw that he wasn't going to get a new contract.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens this weekend, to see who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Very excited.
Same. And, one, I appreciate you coming on. It's always good to chalk it up with you. But also, I need to get some of your feelings just watching these highlights of Baltimore and Buffalo from this past weekend. So if you see anything, you want to break something down, just let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
He was a big factor in that first matchup in the passing game. Staying in the block here as Lamar has time, dances around and escapes. Here he goes.
Lamar is just too quick, man.
Too late. Lamar has the first down.
He's shifty.
He's so shifty.
Second and 10. He's got that Statue of Liberty pause and then throws downfield.
So that right there, God damn it, that right there, likely, right? So look how open the middle of the field is.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Burnt. Cole Bishop, I already know that's you because you're the white dude in the secondary. Burnt. I don't know who that is. Cam Lewis, maybe? Fucking burnt.
Yeah, it's just following.
That's a tight end. That's a tight end.
Yeah. And if Lamar puts some more touch on that, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, right up the
Easily.
street. Right up the seam. Touchdown.
Yeah. But receiver had to turn around, find the ball. Right. But, I mean, it was still a good pass to where it needed to be. But if he could just throw it a little bit, that would have been a touchdown easily.
And then throws downfield, and look, it's likely down to the 22-yard line.
I say likely.
He's athletic.
Putting them both out in the field, they're like wide receivers and tight ends at the same time.
Ball 3rd and 3 from the gun. Lamar, first option closed down. Now he goes to the end zone, wide open, and a Ravens touchdown right off the bat.
That was over Terrell Bernard and Rasul Douglas, wide open in the middle of the field. I've said this all year, and I get a lot of shit for it because everyone's like, oh, our defense isn't that bad. I'm like, bro, I get where like bend don't break, but when you get later into the season, about to be in the AFC Championship game, why are they wide open across the middle of the field?
Why is there no defenders in the end zone with him? Why is he the only one? And that's part of it. You're not supposed to allow people behind you.
I think we were worried. If you ask me, I don't know. I'm not an NFL coach, but I think we were so worried about Lamar breaking contain and just running it on us that our ends and our tackles, they really did not try to rush up the field. They were just like mirroring him.
Yeah, and I get that. But the secondary, put a linebacker on him, let the secondary come back and, do what they need to do. I don't know. I'm not a coach either. I've been waiting on the call, but
I know, right?
From 16 yards out.
See, look at our D line and our ends. See how they're just mirroring?
He's looking there
because they don't want to cause him to go to run.
He was productive last week. Big presence on 3rd down. Allen.
And he throws. Yeah, see if he.
Shakir with the catch.
Same thing. He puts a little bit more touch on that. It's touchdown.
Watch Josh's legs in key situations.
There we go, Tony. Keeps it. He's got it. And he rips it down to about the 19-yard line.
Reminds me of Cam Newton, how big Cam was.
Oh, yeah.
Or Andrew Luck, how big he is just running through defense.
Cuts outside, able to get away from Humphrey and pick up 9. Down to about
James
the 10-yard
Cook, I
line.
had a lot of
second and goal.
faith that he was going to be something bigger than he's been.
Hand it off and walking in for the touchdown is Ray Davis.
No, James Cook has been phenomenal for us this year. A quiet over 1,000-yard rusher. Second or not, he wasn't first, but he was definitely top 3 in like rushing touchdowns. Ray Davis scored right here. He's the one that was in concussion protocol against Denver. Allen threw him like a suicide ball and he got murdered.
Yeah.
But I like Ray Davis too. He's solid. He's a rookie.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That Brown guy's huge. Whoever
Yeah, Spencer
Route
Brown.
64. Yeah.
He's huge as hell.
Second and 11.
It's like 6'8".
Yeah.
All the way and down the field he goes, and it's intercepted right into the hands of Taylor Rapp.
A little too much touch there, Lamar.
So that's what Lamar was saying in the presser, right? He's like, "Look, I fucked up. All right, I saw there was a safety over the top. Maybe I throw that out of bounds next time, but you can't just leave a floater up in the air. I mean, that's what free safeties dream of right there. Just
not with what two other defenders there, and then the safety's just standing out there, something like that.
Yep, yeah. Taylor Rapp. That was a good interception on his part, but I mean Lamar.
Yeah, I mean he didn't drop the floater to him, so.
Here's Allen.
So that's Kincaid.
Okay.
Kincaid.
That's right.
The second and third level way easier.
Here's a 2nd and 17. Wanting to take off.
Oh, Jesus.
Not there.
Broken play.
They're able to keep him contained. And they run it with Henry. He breaks through.
Derrick Henry, Jesus.
We kept him under 100.
Yeah, which was that's huge.
But that Lamar option play is dangerous, bro.
No one near him.
With what is that? Will Hill?
Yeah. Before they got touched. And able to move the football out to the 39 and a new set of downs. Now trying to go up top. No, he won't.
And broke out.
Able
and
to get
hooked
free
first.
again for a big gain as 3 Bill defenders collide.
Surprised they didn't throw a flag on that. That would have been a flag if that was
Taylor
Pat.
Rapp does not give a damn, dude.
Yeah.
Jackson completes it. It's Anthony Miller.
So I was scared watching this game, as you can imagine.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Oh.
Awkwardness as Jackson.
Yeah, right there. Just go down.
With Hill chasing after him.
See, I thought he was going to force a fumble right there.
Yeah, that would have been the Bills' luck right there, though, for sure.
On a 2nd and 7. Across the middle. Shakir holds on to it down to about.
He's a solid option, man, Shakir.
Yeah.
Boise State kid, right?
Yep.
Here it is. Allen.
Was he their best receiver?
No. He was good, though. Wasn't their best receiver, though, but he was definitely good.
4th and 2, anything inside there in goal, and you get 2 plays, I don't see how you can stop him. It's such a weapon that other teams don't have.
Just too big.
Yeah, dude, that's massive.
For the Bills. Rapp was hurt on that scoop play.
And you know what? I know I'm a Bills fan, but I watched this entire game and I rewatched it. I think the Ravens O-line was getting away with murder.
Oh, yeah.
Just blatant holds the entire game.
And open down to the 1-yard
just throws it just a little bit further. That'll be a touchdown, Lamar. But
and that was over Damar Hamlin.
Again, Lamar loves to go to his tight ends down here. Floating, looking, flickering.
Oh,
around, and it falls incomplete. And Linderbaum one last shove to boot. Never missed this season from
damn 40, Guardian caps. They crack me up, man.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're still gonna, you know, I get it, like, you know, you want to be safe and all that, but
yeah,
like, you can still
just
like
look
get
goofy.
Hurt. Yeah,
it just looks like those I don't know, those big caps that people wear nowadays, big ass hats.
Oh, like the fans wear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's all it looks like to me. It's hilarious.
They go to Davis.
I like Davis, dude.
Yeah, and he's fast, shifty. Yeah, he's the one that at the very end of the game had a 15-yard run. The very, very end.
Yep, last play before we started kneeling it.
Yeah.
See, that's him again. He's fast, but he's also like a violent runner.
Yeah.
So what? We're up 14-10. Minute 12 before the half.
So
they called PI here.
Right here, I had sworn because I remember watching this and I looked and I said, "Oh, that's going to be an offensive pass interference." And then I went and grabbed a beer. I came back and I saw that they were on the goal line basically. I was like, "What the hell happened?" Yeah, Josh Allen.
That was called on Tre'Davious White, our former All-Pro corner.
Yeah.
From this side,
I was so surprised that it got called on the defense because that extension of the hands.
Yeah, he pushed.
Oh, yeah.
4 seconds on the play.
See, 21-10, bro. Like,
21-10. You're up by 11.
Pass complete. Andrews matches balls on the last
we should have stepped on the gas, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of, in the second half, a lot of just stalled drives. I would say for both teams. But, I mean, you're looking at this drive, and Ravens are just driving. It's a good hit.
Yeah, Milano. He's a solid linebacker.
And you got Justin Tucker, you know, one of the best in the game.
Is still here. And it's a one-score game. Allen takes something off of it. Gets it to Samuel.
I like how he's been playing, you know, not only this year, but he's a lot smarter with the football now. Allen?
Yeah. Well, he had, what, 4 interceptions this whole year?
Yeah. There's Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
What
on a
flag do
fucking
you...
third down, they do a tight end swing.
And Josh Allen complaining about, oh, he almost broke that.
I think he was complaining that they, like, picked him up and slammed him.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, they're tackling. Let him play.
Jackson's pass connects.
Is this the drive that Lamar went 96 yards?
He takes vitamins
I think so.
and nutrients. He has a strict diet. All of that dedication has made him better throughout his.
Justice Hill, I mean, he's good too, man.
Hill, who must be on some kind of regimen of his own. Yeah, he's running tonight.
Well, he's looked like that. By the way, he spends more money on that.
They just run the ball down our throat.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it except try to tackle him.
Of these running backs, and Henry's at the top of the food chain right here.
Stay with him.
Yeah, and you got that touchdown.
He's in for the touchdown.
You can only hold him for so long out of the end zone. He's
So
eventually
they had
going to get
two-
in there.
They had 2, I think, failed 2-point conversion attempts because right now they're about to go for 2. I'd
Yeah.
say quiet.
This one, and then after they scored again with that minute 30 left.
Henry out of the backfield. As he looks for the tie, flicks it. It got tipped.
Bad throw. Did I hit someone's helmet?
No, it got tipped by Matt Milano. He put his hand up.
Oh, okay. It looked like he threw
He's
it
a
right
beast.
into a helmet. Yeah.
West Coast swing. 1st and 10. As Cook darts outside. And that was a nice patient move that put up 9 points.
I'm really glad he turned out to be who he is, man. I was scared he was going to be a bust.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Shakir, look at that
Good way to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, he's slippery too.
Well, going to start the 4th quarter.
There's someone coming
3rd and
in
8.
Allen.
Ugh.
I thought they were going to call a flag right there.
No flag.
Yeah, I think it should have been a holding, or at least a holding, but pass interference for sure.
On the hold.
Oh, this is the
Pass kick, and that's a beauty of his own. And it's
good kick.
First points of the second half for Buffalo.
In the snow, not a lot of kickers are going to make that.
Yeah.
Jackson throws. Got a man
Just
wide
a-
open. It's Andrews.
Oh,
That's play of the game right there.
That won them the game. Yep, 100%.
Turnover committed by the Ravens.
The guy with the jacket running on the field.
That was Andrews too.
Throwing on 1st down. Got a man open. It's Hollins.
That was Mark Andrews. I think that just fumbled it.
Yeah, it was.
That
Yeah.
is absolutely brutal, dude. To have,
Yeah.
I think he's getting death threats.
Oh, 100%. I saw this TikTok. It said that I'm going to pass the phone to someone who fucked the whole football team. It goes to Mark Andrews.
Oh, that's
Like,
brutal.
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
the fumble I get, but oh my god, did that
Fumble
ball hit you in
happened.
the-
Yeah.
dude? Like that is brutal. Like I feel for him. He's probably on suicide watch right now, dude.
Oh, 100%.
We have a scary backfield with Cook, Ray Davis, and then this guy Ty Johnson. He's like our 3rd down back.
Yeah.
Gonna run it. Cook wiggles, goes.
And this dude is pulling forward.
A yard of the first, and it might be Josh Allen time.
All right, so this is where we get into the fucky stuff.
Not gonna do it, huh?
So it's 3rd and goal, right? Shotgun.
Yeah. Why are you?
He's gonna keep it. Gonna keep it. And he's gonna.
It looked like he wanted to pitch that.
Yep. And Tony Romo's like, don't.
Yeah. Well, he did that years ago when Deshaun Watson was still with Houston.
Yep.
And Josh Allen was still young. He did that. He pitched it at one time in the playoffs. I always remembered that. He always tried to play that hero ball.
Caught in stride and taken off down to the 46. That is
I don't think you understand how scared I was on this drive.
Oh no, I believe it.
Backpedaling all kinds of time. Wide open.
Like our corner is playing 15 yards off of Andrews. Like, dude, if you do that against Kelsey, we're gonna lose.
Oh yeah, you got to stay on Kelsey. It's gonna be cold in Kansas City too. And
I looked up the weather and it was like, I don't think it was something crazy. I'll look, but I remember being like, oh.
2-point try away from tying the game.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna pause it here because you got an end coming out. He's out of the play.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver, right? And then you got our linebacker, D tackle linebackers, and our corners is everyone's flowing, right? But whoever this is, why are you not more here? Right?
Yeah.
Like Andrews is wide the fuck open right here. If he caught this pass, like this dude probably would have got beat up.
Well, and up in the end zone, a little bit of holding right there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could just tell already. I could already see it being pulled.
Yeah,
he got burnt.
Oh yeah, and I mean the right choice to hold. So because Lamar Jackson's looking that way, but still,
he probably could have floated this back there to Likely.
Oh, easily.
Because I don't know who that is.
Likely would have caught it. It looks like a linebacker. Let
me see.
Roll, flip it. Got it. Oh, the ball was dropped.
7.
He had
yeah.
2-point conversion in his hands.
Had it in his hands.
And then I will say, I don't mind Tony Romo, right? I mean, he gives good insights. I mean, besides like him acting like he was God's gift to football, but
hey, he was.
He was like, oh, they're gonna do the onside kick, and we all know, it's like a less than a 5% chance. And then he's like, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
5% still a lot. Here we go. And I'm like, dude, chill out.
Oh, I know.
These are the conditions to recover it.
Yeah.
Like, I was getting hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just looked up the weather in Kansas City. Right now it's 15 degrees, but on Sunday it's supposed to be 32.
Here's the run that sealed it.
Yeah.
That's Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson. Ugh.
Yeah, he's dirty. So you said game time's supposed to be 32?
Let me see. Game time is 4:30. Supposed to be close to 30 degrees for game time, roughly around.
That's warmer than this one.
Yeah. So that's not bad at all.
I think this one was with the wind chill, like 0.
Ugh. It's not as bad as what Dolphins in Kansas City last year, where it was like negative, like 20 degrees.
Oh, I know. Like old boy's helmet broke.
Yeah, shattered.
Yeah, that's wild.
Damn.
But I will leave it at a couple things. We watched the highlights. We talked about a couple teams in the NFL. We talked about some of the playoff teams. We talked about, the Bills beating the Ravens.
Yep.
Give me your score prediction, or if you don't want to drop a score prediction, just give me who you think is going to win next week in Kansas City. And the refs are not a factor. Just pretend they're not a factor.
Not a factor. It's going to be a 3-point game, 2 or 3-point game. I really believe that. I have the Bills winning 27-24. But if there's 13 seconds left on the clock,
Bruh.
sorry, bud. Sorry, but if there's 13 seconds left and Mahomes has the ball and Travis Kelce can get downfield 30 yards in an ungodly amount of time, then, it'll be, I think it could go into overtime easily.
Hope not.
But I do have Buffalo winning that game. 3-point game. It's going to be close. It's going to be good. A lot of defense. It's not going to be as cold, so I don't see any issues with that. But Josh Allen plays in the cold. Patrick Mahomes plays in the cold. Both teams play in very, very cold conditions this time of year. So I don't think the weather's going to be a factor for either one. If this was Drew Brees playing, in Kansas City or playing in Buffalo, then it's going to be a different story. But both these teams play in cold conditions. It's really going to come down to who has the more well put together team this year, and I think that's Buffalo. Kansas City, they don't have a lot of receivers. Rashee Rice got hurt earlier in the season. DeAndre Hopkins has not been a factor for the team whatsoever. Isaiah Pacheco, is he back? I haven't seen if he's back yet or not off of IR. Travis Kelce's the biggest one that can make an impact on that game. And I mean, Pat Mahomes can run and he knows when to run and that stuff, but it not as good as Josh Allen. I think every aspect of the game, the Bills have a better team. But
yeah, he's back.
Oh, he is? Okay. So, I mean, Isaiah Pacheco is a great back as well. He's a very violent runner. But we do have the refs. We have Taylor Swift that we have to worry about because Taylor Swift is going to land her damn private jet in the middle of the damn field some way, somehow in the middle of the game. But I do have the Bills winning.
We beat them the first time, just to take it into consideration. I know it doesn't mean anything because it's the playoffs. I know. And I would have much rather have lost to them in the regular season because, but the first time we played them, we won 30-21.
Okay. So still a pretty close game, but not super close, not a one possession game. So that's good. But yeah, I think it would have been much better to lose to them earlier in the season, give them that false sense of confidence. Cause now Buffalo's going in, well, we already beat this team. They're going to be easy. Yeah. I hope they come in saying, hey, we're 0-3. Josh Allen is 0-3 against this team in the playoffs. Regular season, he's 4-0 or some shit like that. But he's 3-0 or he's 0-3 against Pat Mahomes in the postseason. Take that as some, energy. Take that into some confidence. Like, hey, we can beat this team. Every single time in the playoffs that they've played, it's been close. Brought up 13 seconds. It's been close every single time. It's been a shootout, and that's what I'm hoping it is. I hope we get to see a good throwing game between both teams. I'd like to see a good, solid game because, again, all the Kansas City games have been boring this year. So I'm really hoping that we can just get a solid, just a passing attack. I would love to see, that Jared Goff, LA Rams against the Chiefs from a couple years ago where it was like 54-52 at the end of the game. That's what I would love to see. But we know that's not going to happen. So,
well, okay. So you got the Bills winning a close one possession, possibly by a field goal or, 1, 2, 3 points within a field goal. I will tell you this, right? I don't care if we win by 1. Yeah. I want to go to the Super Bowl and I want to enjoy everything that comes with that, right? Like all the pregame press conferences, and that shit drives me nuts when everything is just all about the Chiefs every year. And it's like, I want Buffalo to experience that, right? So I obviously want us to win. I'm super invested in this shit. And then 2, imagine Josh Allen, if we do make it to the Super Bowl, I don't care who we play, he's going to play in a dome.
Yeah, that's weather.
That's dirty work. Like, you might throw for 400 in a dome.
I know, yeah. With no weather as a factor, I said this after the end of this Ravens game when I was watching. I said, this team looks so good they could lose 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah,
I do think that if not this year, I think if they don't make it and win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, I think their window is closed.
dude. People think the window is like, this is it. If we don't make it this year, we're done. And I'll be honest with you, at the start of this season, with who we had on the roster, we were predicted to finish 3rd or 4th in the division.
Yeah.
We were predicted to win less than 10 games.
Yep.
They're like, your roster's ass. You lost all these captains. You lost all your, you lost Diggs. You lost all these dudes. You guys are going to suck. Right. And it's like, okay, so now we're totally flipped the script, playing with house money. Like, we're in the AFC Championship game against our most heated rival. And, oh, my God, dude, I want to beat them so bad. Like, I want to see like a 35-7, just a rout.
Oh, that'd be great. Score over it. Just drop 45 on them.
Oh,
just for shits and giggles. Only let them
and
score.
don't even take Allen out either.
No,
let us
leave him in. Just the whole game. Doesn't matter. Just leave him in. Damn. Yeah, I'm really hoping for a good game. That is one that I'll definitely be watching for sure. I'll be off work, so right when it starts, so I'll definitely be on. So I mean, if you want to get on, I'll get on here and watch it with you and go through the whole game. I'm good with that as soon as I get off work.
Okay. Yeah, let's either do a live stream during the game or you know what I'll do? I'll live stream during the game. And then whenever you're off, I'll just add you to it, even though it might be a little bit in progress. It don't matter. I'll throw you in.
Yeah, it'll be like 5 to 10 minutes into the first quarter, but yeah, I'll be in and we can watch the game and talk about it and stuff. So yeah, that'll be good. It'll be a good game, man. Keep your head up. It'll be all right.
For sure. Hey, again, I super appreciate you jumping on here. Let everybody know, man. Let everybody know where they can find you on your socials, whether it's your YouTube, your Twitch, whatever it is, man. Let them know.
I'm on Twitch at Jackal1120. Haven't been gaming as much because got a new job, and so that's been taking up a lot of my time. And my daughter turns 2 on Thursday, so terrible twos. She's been running the house for a while now, but yeah. So on Twitch, I'm on at Jackal11, and then same thing as Twitter, or not Twitter, TikTok. As long as we still have TikTok, it got shut down for a little bit there, but I am still on TikTok, and it's also Jackal1120. But yeah, go ahead and just shoot me a follow whenever you come over and say hi. I'm trying to get more into it. I think this weekend the lady and the daughter are going out of town, so I'll be on all weekend. As soon as I'm off work, I'm on. So I'll be on this weekend, and once my schedule gets a little bit more clear, I'll be on a little bit more. So, but yeah, thank you.
We got a game. We got a game. NCAA, Madden. We got to do something.
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get back into all of that. It's been a rough little bit just trying to get everything figured out schedule wise, but we'll get back into it. I appreciate you having me, boss. We'll do some more, and we'll be on here on Sunday. So,
all right, man. Sounds good.
Awesome,
all right,
man.
hang out for a little bit.
Yes, sir. All right, have a good one, man. I'm gonna head out of here. So enjoy. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All right, brother. All right, man. That's my boy Jackal. Served together in the Marine Corps. Awesome dude. Huge football fan. It's always good when I got a guy, a friend that will support the Bills, because right now, man, it's not a lot of us out there, right? Especially on the West Coast. So it's always good if somebody's team, whether their team got eliminated or their team didn't make the playoffs, it's always good for them to hit me up and just be like, hey, man, we're rooting for the Bills. All right, it's go Bills. Bump every other team right now. We don't care who wins as long as it is not Kansas City, and on the NFC side, as long as it is not the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's always good to have my friends show love like that. Come on in, show the channel love. Super appreciate y'all for watching. If you made it this far into the video, salute to you. if you want to be on the show, like my buddy the Jackal, hit me up. You can find me on Facebook or drop a comment in here. I'd love to have you on, talk some shit. But until then, y'all, it's Prime, it's Cali Bills, and I'll catch y'all.